Kicking it old school today with an RX that I'm going to set up today and do a bit of testing and tuning and ultimately just showing you what I'm doing today because I figured might as well because I have some testing I need to do and I have some things I want to work on, so I'm just going to share it with you in this video. So this is more of a bit of a day in the life, I guess, because I've got some things that I want to do today. I wanted to make a video about working through my slight collapse that I was dealing with and saw in the Sanlita bow review. I'll have links in the description below and a card at the top up there in case you want to look at my own analysis of my own form, seeing my faults there. So I do want to work on that. I also have this 27-inch Formula RX in hand. Finally, I've been looking for one and I found one at actually the headquarters of AAE. So I made an exchange and got this in my hands, and I want to set it up, go tune it, and then start playing with it to do various different things. So instead of just kind of doing this on my own, I figure maybe you want to see it, want to see my my tinkering, and I'll make some comments along the way as to what I'm doing and potentially why I'm doing it. As much as I can remember why I'm doing stuff, at least. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to set this baby up and go from there. I need to align it. I need to do everything. To be honest, I'm kind of dreading the alignment already because I forgot they're dowels. They're not just the shifting blocks. So it'll probably take me a bit to get this thing aligned, and it's actually missing some set screws already. So I'll have to dig through the cabinets behind me and put together a whole bunch of different pieces and parts and ultimately try to get this thing shooting and tuned up. I've already got a rest on it. I've just got a regular Shibuya stick-on rest here. It's a blue one that I just have laying around. I got the AAE plunger I'll put into it and bolt my sight clicker on it. And I want to swap out the limb bolts from the pivoting limb bolts to the solid limb bolts because I have some in the cabinet behind me. Might as well use them and switch out a few different things and just kind of show you along the way. The reason why I'm setting up the RX is I did some testing in the past, and I want to see if I can replicate the testing itself, because I'm working on a project that I'm super excited about, and I need to do a bit more data gathering on some risers and bows that I've used in the past and shot really well with, because I'm actually working on a pretty big project here on my end. So not quite ready to release it, but that's the purpose of this data gathering and why I'm doing it, because I just really need to get more info here. I'm gonna grab a grip. Let's see, this bow used a shim back in the day, so I'm gonna see if I have grips that'll fit without shims. And this bow came to me without a shim in it, so I don't know if I have any shims laying around. Hopefully I do. Although I can pull one off of this HPX here, I suppose. So I got to steal the shim off of this grip here. This is the bow I shot in London. I'm not sure if I shot this one in Fields. I may have afterwards. I'm going to get rid of the stock RX grip because it's basically hot trash. I'm going to put a old stock wood grip on that I've modified. Not an old one. This is, I think might be the HPX grip. It's a much better stock grip. It's basically the wood-shaped grip. Same shape as the new grips. The plastic ones is just wood. I'm going to swap out the stock pivoting RX limb bolts for these solid stainless ones that I've got. I like them a little better. I found those to be less than ideal, so we're just going to go for the regular standard limb bolt because I know they're good, I know that they don't move, I know that they're consistent. I had a lot of issues with these pivoting bolts maintaining my... That's weird. Apparently AAE was doing some experimenting on this bow, cutting these limb bolts into some sort of collet lock system. Thinking they may not have realized they were doing this. Or sent it to me with this whole system. They modified the limb bolts to make it a collet system. It's funny. I had no idea. They must have been playing with it. So good thing I swapped the limb bolts out because it wouldn't have locked properly. Not the way I would want them to, at least, because it still has the regular locks. That's hilarious. Those up. Dude. Well, the bottom lock is jammed in place. The top lock seems to be okay. I'm gonna look at it first. I think it's all goobered up. I think this is what happens when you give compound people recurve bits and pieces. I'm gonna swap these out for a newer set that are a little better looking. At least the top one. The bottom one, that one's stuck. It ain't coming out. I doubt you heard that, but I went over next door into the barn side and put the Allen wrench kind of where I thought it was starting to bite in this bottom lock and literally hammered it into the thing. And I think I got it to come free. So we'll see. Hopefully we're not totally jacking up the threads here. It feels okay. We'll see if I can get the lock even off by the time it comes out of the bow. Luckily, it's coming out. We got lucky. Now, the challenge of getting that off of the Allen wrench here without messing something up. Okay, good. Nick, come on. Call me. Well, this will make things easier. Just gonna start with the limb bolts in the middle adjustment. I've got some limbs that raised some controversy back in the day. I suppose I should go back to the stock settings for the limb adjustment shims, just in case. But these limbs are 720 carbons. If you'll remember, comment below if you do remember why these are controversial and where you saw these being used. I pulled this out because those shims, you need at least 4. 2 on each side is the factory setting to get you back to square one in case your alignments are all screwed up. This one only had 2 shims. Actually, I only had 1 shim on the, the trap side, not the side that actually does the adjustment. Man, I forgot how much I hated these. Now, sure, it didn't move once it was aligned, but took so long to get the bow aligned. One of the best things Hoyt ever did is get away from this system. This bow is all jacked up. It's got the wrong parts everywhere. Again, 1 shim down here. The adjustment's supposed to be inserted from the bow window side, so this top one's not even the right system. Well, luckily I had an extra. So if you're ever really struggling with getting your bow to align, make sure, especially if it's one of these dowel systems, the dowel gets inserted from the bow window side. This is the bow window, this opening over here, it gets inserted from this side, not from the other side. This actually had 2 bottom pocket dowels because they are oriented right and left, and one was inserted correctly, one was inserted the opposite direction. Not sure how these got mixed up, the top and bottom dowels, but they did. So yeah, I had to pull this apart and figure out what the heck's going on and put it back together the right way. So if you're really confused as to why your bow won't align, start with that. Make sure the bow, or the adjuster dowels come from the sight window side of the bow, and they start with 2 shims on each side. You need a total of 4. The old school ones are made of brass, which work just fine, but you gotta make sure you have enough shims. And you gotta make sure it's installed from the right side, the correct side. Otherwise, you are going to chase your tail forever and never get this bow to align, and that's probably why there was no shims at all on the top because it was inserted from the wrong direction. So it just would have never aligned. So this is a 70-inch bow, 27-inch riser, and medium limbs. Still high for a medium limb. I'm at like 8 7/8. I'm gonna go down to like 8 5/8 or so. I don't remember what I used to set my brace height at, but it's gonna be somewhere close. Just over 8 5/8. It may settle down there. 1/8 inch tiller split. Look at that. A sigh of, good God, I'm going to have to string and unstring this bow a lot. I remember this. Don't you? If you are on my Patreon and on the Discord server, you know what I'm working on. Well, that's as close as I'm getting it without a half a shim. I don't have any half shims handy. I think they're in that bow, currently being used, or in the Axis. I don't know, I've got a couple of bows that have the dowels. Half shim being standard shims, the brass ones are 0.010 of an inch. The stainless ones that came with the newer bows that are stiff and you can't bend, those are 0.010, but the really flimsy floppy ones that are all stainless are 0.005 of an inch, so that's a half a shim. So I can't get the alignment to be perfect. It's as close as it's gonna get. I'm gonna set my center shot. Oh, I should bring the biter blocks back out, I suppose. Might not be perfect alignment, but it is absolutely close enough to call it good enough. Alignment's okay, center shot set, close enough. So the alignment wasn't too bad. I only added the one shim, but I don't have the half shims, like I said, to really dial it in. So I'm just kind of gonna give up at this point and call it close enough. And just go from there, because the top limb was slightly too far that way. The bottom limb is slightly too far that way with the string in the center of the stabilizer. I needed to remove a half a shim from this side and add a half a shim to this side. I don't have them. So it's a half shim off. I split the difference and then set my center shot, if that makes sense. That's how I did it. I'm not going super old school yet. I'm not putting on any sort of stabilizer system the way I did back in the day. I may, but I'm going to leave it here for now, just with my standard system, because I have a system all set up and it's comfortable for me, so I'm just going to rock that today. Old school right here. I mean, not that old school. At least a throwback for me. This is the bow that I finally started shooting well with. I shot the 27-inch and I just fell in love with it. And I shot really, really well. This was the first year I did well. I shot and won Vegas and won Indoor Nationals. I won a whole bunch of USAT events. Just had a great year the year that I shot this RX and shot it really well. And I did do it with a modified grip on it that I shot during a few World Cups that extends the pivot point back a whole lot. So I am going to be doing a bit of testing with that and see if it does replicate the same thing that I was trying to achieve back in the day when, you know, I had some good days of shooting. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to warm up and then I'm going to take you outside with me. And we're going to get this bow tuned up. Alright, so I'm here at 30 meters. I got a camera downrange recording, so you'll see the impacts the entire time. I'm messing with some different camera settings today. So we'll see if the picture quality is any better. I'm trying to cut down on this constant metering, checking, changing. I'm working with some people who are far smarter than I am on photography style stuff, so hopefully the quality is a little bit better for you guys lately. Today I had to kind of adjust it on my own because I didn't have time to ask. But we'll see what happens, because outside it was very different than inside. So anyway, here at 30, I'll shoot a few arrows to warm up. I've already done all my warm up and stretching and such. But my goal today is to really try to make sure that I finish my shot real strong, don't collapse, and see. I have a feeling I'm going to stretch my draw length out ever so slightly, so we'll see what happens there. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here and what I'm adjusting and how I'm getting there, I will have links in the description below and a card at the top up there to my website, jakekaminski.com, for a book called Tuning for Performance. It's a book I wrote about how to tune and set up your Olympic-style recurve. And it's a great starting point, a great manual in case you don't know how to align and set up your bow. And I'll also have links for Amazon as well in case you prefer to purchase it there, but it is cheaper through my website. These mosquitoes, I'm going to have to go get my thermocell. The bow feels pretty good. Not reviewing it or anything, but it does feel similar to how I remember. It's not quite as dead, but I don't have the dampeners that I usually ran in the top and bottom limb bushing area. It really kills vibration when you do that. Yeah. Bear shaft's hitting exactly what I thought. Very high knocking point and a fair bit on the stiff side. I'm gonna go get potentially some 450s to see, because these are 410s and that's a lot of bit stiff. It'd take me a lot of draw weight to go up, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna go grab a set of 450s and see if that fixes it. I'm also gonna go get my thermocell. All right, I'm telling you, for mosquitoes, best thing ever. This thermocell right here, it is awesome. They do such a good job actually keeping mosquitoes away. I'm sure the chemicals are terrible for you, but it really works. So I'll have links in the description below in case you're interested in one of those, because it is nice. So I'm gonna lower the knocking point a bit and then grab the 450s that I normally shoot out of my bare bow. They're the same exact arrow build, just 450 x10s. Still the same build, same length, same everything, just 450s instead of 410s. So we'll see if it brings it in any closer. Hopefully it will. It flies much better though. Different knocks too. I guess they are slightly different build, just a different knock. These are Easton large grooves as opposed to the other ones were gold tip large grooves. Much closer. I'd rather back my bow weight down than go up, personally speaking. All right, I'm gonna go get them, look and see where those 450s landed and see what kind of adjustments I need to make, and get back here and move the camera to a new position for you. I see as the clouds have now come out, this lighting's a little dark, so I need to make some more adjustments on my own here to dial in the settings for you. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This is all new to me. I'm trying out new settings on the camera, so forgive me if it doesn't look the best. All right, so step one, I'm just gonna bump the draw weight down ever so slightly. I'm gonna take like a quarter turn off, because it didn't look like it was all that far off at all. Start with that. And then I also need to lower my knocking point a smidge. I mean, raise my knocking point a smidge. So what I'm trying to do to fix my collapse is to really lead with my shoulder, to really get as much into my back as possible. And just really kind of see if it really helps to lead with the shoulder and just fully commit to just pull through and finish. Coach Lee, actually during Gator Cup, because I had dinner with him, explained to me a really cool thing on how he's changed the shot cycle to a bit more abbreviated with 7 steps. Set, setup, load, anchor, transfer, expansion, and follow through. You'll notice there is no release there. Release is so unimportant that the idea is just to finish a shot, finish with a good strong follow through, and go from there. So we'll see if that is helping today, because that's what I'm trying to imagine, trying to think about in my head, is to just focus more on the finish, lead with that shoulder, maybe get the draw length a little bit longer, and just overall have a stronger shot. So we'll see. I'll review a little bit here and kind of interject that after this end, and just kind of review a couple of these shots and see, am I collapsing or not? Or am I doing my job how I'm supposed to? I mean, it feels better, but videos don't lie. Didn't settle in on that one. Didn't fly perfect. The impact's pretty close. It came out a little left and then came back down into the right on that one as far as the bear shaft flying. I mean, it's tuned fine. This would shoot a 1340, 1350 FITA, 685, 690 easily at 70. I mean, it's super, super close. I'm gonna go down and look at it and kind of get a check on that and see. And then I'll shoot one more end, but I'll put the camera behind me and see if you can see, you know, any different engagement in the back, maybe a little bit stronger shot. And again, I'll review it and see what happens. All right, quick review. Let's see what happens. I mean, I've already done this actually because I was too excited to wait, but I'll show you anyway. Definitely looking better. The head still moves a little bit, but overall the actual shot is much better, a lot more powerful. And as I move through, I still do have a little bicep flexing going on. I didn't isolate that yet, and I need to picture trying to figure that out somehow. But watch the elbow. Bam, straight back, doesn't come forward anymore, no more collapse. That elbow stays right there and breaks straight back. Looks much better. That was shot number 1 of that end. Got to lead a little bit more with that shoulder, less with the bicep there in the end. You can still see that bicep moving, but the elbow does not move forward anymore. It just breaks right away. Not the best shot. As you can see, the hand position flew away a little bit right there. It's funny how much pinker this shirt looks in here than outside. Still the bicep a little bit. Bow arm don't move though. That bow jump's nice. Look at that. That's a good one. A lot stronger on that one. I could see it on my end too for power, like a lot more follow through on that one. That one's great. Still the bicep. I'll still have to play with that one. No collapse there. I think they're all good. Yeah, no collapse on that one either. Everything's looking much better. Bang. Good. Little flyaway. It was going to go right through the bow to the left. But anyway, not bad. Not bad, not bad. I'll shoot the next one from behind, and we'll review that one as well. So the bear shaft was basically right in the group. It stuck in straight. It didn't fly the greatest. I think I won't be making any changes. It's close enough. It is more than well enough tuned to shoot very high scores. So it's good enough for the purpose of doing the testing that I've been wanting to do. So I'm just gonna shoot one more end for you guys and wrap it up here. I need more food. Yeah. All right, let's see what it looks like from behind here. I do notice my shoulder tends to rise a tiny little bit. You can see through the clicker there. Excuse me, it's definitely going up just a little bit. So I do need to work on that, probably reaching a bit for the target, trying to strengthen that bow arm. Some more tricep tension would be the secret there. But the elbow does indeed come back right away. I don't like the way that scapula moves. The first move, it looks like it moves that direction. See that? And then it swings around. Could be just that one shot. We'll find out. Does kind of almost expand out and then swing in. But both sides go like this together. If you watch, like this scapula, this part of the shirt, this part of the body goes that way, this part goes that way, and then it swings around. Expand and then swing around. Weird. I've never really looked this close from behind, to be honest, as far as frame by frame. Usually it's in front, looking for some sort of pluck or issue with the bow hand, or string hand rather. I mean, I expand both sides equal. So I can't tell you if that's a good thing or a bad thing. One of these shots is not so good. I don't remember which one, we'll find out. That one probably. Yeah, not so good. Let's see if that one has, I mean, obviously a flyaway release. The back is faster than the front. Shoulder's a little higher on that one as well. Obviously just, yeah, not a good shot. Not a good one on that one. That one looked potentially better than the rest. Nope. Bicep there. I can see it from the front back. Little collapse. If you look right there. Not happy with that one. And I grabbed the bow funny. I didn't like that shot either. It was weak. I could tell. That was a weak one. Also a weak one. I say after this one, oh man, I need some more food. While, you know, I'm shooting at this one, I can just tell I was gassed. And after I finished this video up, I went and ate some food, came back out and shot some more, and I felt much better. But yeah, watch that elbow. Forward, down, break. Just weak. I needed food.
I need more food.
As I said here. Yeah, I'm just gassed. I'm out. I need more glycogen, need more food there. I didn't have a very heavy breakfast before I started shooting this one. This one breaks better though. I can fight through it, but it's an uphill battle when you don't have the proper fuel in your body, that's for sure. So that's a normal thing. something to be expected. But it does look much better. I just need to figure out that front bow shoulder, reach out. So, I mean, the arrows are flying okay. I think it'll be just fine. Tune's good enough. I'm gonna go back to 50 meters now and do a little bit of testing. I'll probably record it and I'll share it with you here in the near future. So if you haven't yet, do subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I do upload new content. I'm playing with some new things. I've got a lot coming out. Lots of videos to do, lots of reviews to do, lots of data to post, lots of testing to do, and some new products that I'll be releasing will be coming out as well. One of them is a vane. You've seen me shooting these vanes all the time. I will be coming out with one and selling it under my own brand. So if you're interested, head over to my website, jkaminski.com, sign up for the mailing list to get notified when I do pre-sales for that kind of stuff and when I release all this data that I've been gathering, mapping geometry on risers, doing draw force curves on limbs, and various other things. So lots of stuff to come, lots of cool things coming out. And if you want to be notified first between subscriptions and signing up for the mailing list, you'll be the first to know when releases come out. So I'm excited, very excited actually, and I can't wait.